Guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Football Talk. I have Adil with me, and I mean, before we get started, what a brilliant week it has been of football. Man City being crowned the champions again, Tottenham getting the top four place, and Burnley being confirmed as relegated. Adil, how are you?
Yeah, basically a lot of what we predicted,
Yeah.
but with in an exciting way. The end result was what we predicted, but not the manner in which we predicted it. Definitely not plain sailing.
I mean, they definitely did put on a last stage show and an advocate for like the Premier League. That's definitely shows why it is the best league in the world.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those games seemed dead rubber games, and then trust Wolves and Aston Villa to put a spanner in the works and make it exciting for everybody.
I mean, we'll get into the nitty gritties of the game because some of the stuff that was happening, you think, you know what, how on earth is this going on? But let's start with the champions. What is it? Fourth title for Guardiola. I think fifth.
Last 5 years.
Yeah, out of the last 5. Yeah, I mean, what another
4 and 6 or something like that.
Yeah, something crazy.
3 and 4, 4 and 6.
4 and 6. Yeah, 4 and 6. Yeah, you're right. What a brilliant season again, and Liverpool pushed them right to the end. I mean, couldn't separate the two. In terms of Man City, deserved. I mean, considering the comeback, it shows the mental spirit that they have and why they're so dominant.
Yeah, I mean, look, Klopp calls these players mentality monsters, and I don't know. Man City are, mentality megastars because, 2 games in a row to come back from 2-0 down, 1 away at a tough West Ham, to get the draw there, to get the win against Villa, under pressure with the, you can see the whole home crowd was down, when they scored the second goal. You have to just admire the leadership and the character of those players.
But do you know what's amazing? Like, even though they were losing 2-0, in the other end, you had Liverpool losing as well at one stage.
Well, drawing, yeah.
Yeah. No, well, they came back after short, but then they were drawing. Then obviously City got back level, and it's like the picture kept changing every 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you feel if Liverpool were winning, that when City were 2-0 down, that might have really added to the pressure.
Yeah, true.
But you feel like at no stage did City actually relinquish the lead on top of the table, and I think that that added pressure would have been on, and they played with that pressure in the first half. I thought, a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes, especially on De Bruyne. I just felt like he was trying too much in that first half. Slipped, gave the ball away. I thought he struggled really. And yeah, Villa had a really good game plan.
I thought it was a bit bizarre with the lineup he went with. Not gonna lie, because I mean, you got Zinchenko who can play left back, play him left back, put Stones in centre back, and play Cancelo right back. Why are you playing? I know he's played there before, Fernandinho, but
because but it's his last game, isn't it?
I think it's his last game. Go 2-0 up, bring him on at half time.
Yeah, but it's not like suddenly he's become so crap that he can't start against Villa. We're talking about Fernandinho.
Okay,
here.
then put him
still a classy operator.
Put him in midfield then, isn't it? Put him in his best position.
Football isn't just based around your first 11,
Put him in his best position then, innit? Put him in.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're putting him where where he was playing recently, isn't it?
Yeah, I just found.
But he wasn't the reason why they're struggling, though.
No, I'm just saying he just gives a better base. You're playing a centre back, a right back, and stuff. You're changing 2 different positions, so all adds up.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't want to put Stones coming back straight from an injury straight in the centre back. You know, the plus and minus for everything when you look at it. At the end of the day, how many weeks has Stones been out for to come back straight into centre back in an important game like that against Watkins? You know, you can put an argument for I could see why they put him on the right back and kept it Fernandinho. So I think that, you know, those minor details, we don't know the ins and outs, what's really going on. We don't know how fit Stones was.
Yeah.
Obviously, the question mark is whether he should have started with Zinchenko, who, you know, when he came on, him and Gundogan changed the game effectively. But I think, yeah, you know, I mean, City really did well once they made the changes, and the biggest thing is, and the reason why I rate their mentality is, Pep made the changes. They're 1-0 down. He makes the changes. The next attack, 2-0. Like, you know, how many clubs and how many people think the manager's messed up the tactical? He's lost the tactical game. He's messed up with the subs. What do you see? And you can see the younger player. You can see Foden, hands in his head. Oh my gosh, you know, feeling the pressure. You got De Bruyne shouting and pumping and trying to get the crowd going. You see the leaders come. You see Gundogan like, yeah, no, we got this.
But he's a classy operator, isn't he? He's cool as a cucumber. You know how he's.
Yeah. And I just thought what worked for Aston Villa, they didn't realise City had adapted with those changes. What was happening was a lot of the time, at the beginning of the game, City were trying to win the midfield battle. And they're trying to drive in and create overload to driving at the defence from midfield. The problem was Aston Villa overloaded it. They had so many players playing in midfield that there was always someone there to compete or to run along or to keep that pressure. So then it's forcing City to play at a tempo at a pace that is unrealistic. And that's why they were making so many mistakes. As soon as Gundogan came on, they decided to actually like use the similar tactic but as a decoy. So they started to pretend they're going through the middle. And what happened was the City midfield started to press the midfield. And then what they do, they went straight down the side and allowed their wingers to just beat their man one-on-one. And you look at the first two goals, Sterling beats his man, you know, and crosses it in. Digne and then crosses it in for Gundogan's first one. For Rodri's goal, Zinchenko beats his man, plays on the edge for Rodrigo. So what that tells you is how tactically advanced Pep's team is, because just by bringing on two subs, everyone was in sync with the tactics, and you can see they playing it through the middle because they knew the whole game Aston Villa players were pressing as soon as the ball went central. They waited for them to press, go down the side, let their back their player to beat their man one-on-one, and then have Gundogan and the right players picking up the space.
But you know, I mean, 2 goals, same position. I mean, he just just loves getting it. He just knows he's going to get the ball there. All his goals, if you look at it, it's similar type of goals, Gundogan. And it's just,
he just attacks the space. He knows where the space is. He can read where the ball is going. You know, amazing, you know, awareness and perceptions, you know, skills and
classy player.
Also, I mean, you know, 2 tap-ins and you know, and one from the edge of the box.
Strike, yeah.
Well, comeback. I mean, 3 goals in 5 minutes. And like I said, I do think it would have been harder for them to achieve that if at any point Liverpool actually took the lead beforehand.
And would you say another missed opportunity for Pool, maybe to put, I don't know, they could have put so much more pressure on?
Yeah, well, obviously, if they had taken the lead while City were 2-0 down, that would have added to the tension in the crowd. That would have added tension, which would have fed to the players. So, in terms of testing City and really testing their mettle, which we already know they have, a bit more than they could have made it worse. But ultimately, who would bet against the City team still coming through?
I mean, it's funny listening to Pep's press conference. He goes, "Yeah, I called Real Madrid for some guidance." These guys are just class, man. They're class. They're next level managers. In terms of Liverpool, I mean, again, I mean, as much as you'd like to say, what a brilliant season, right? 1 point away. You know, most other seasons you win the league, but you're against the City team that just always
Yeah,
1 point ahead.
and I think they'll have regrets, because when they had a big gap to City, they played recklessly. They played exactly how they played the first half against Wolves, which was a tennis match. You attack, we attack, no regard for defending as a team. I mean that Wolves really could have.
I mean,
the chances they
just
had.
See some of the 3-on-2,
Yeah,
3-on-1. There was 3-on-1, and I could not believe they messed it up.
The thing is, they went to everyone attacking apart from Konate and Matip, and I don't know. Don't put Konate away from Van Dijk, and the guy all I see. I mean, his positioning. Someone tell me, like, he looked so composed and good, and then yesterday he looked like a fish out of water.
I mean, even the first goal. I mean, he doesn't even
all over the
fight
place.
Off the ball.
Yeah, he's all over the place, and I don't know. The jury's still out on him after that. Like he was all over all I see, but they didn't get no help from the fullbacks or from midfield. They literally were leaving 2v2, and no matter what, I mean, Jimenez is a handful, Neto is a handful. They are fast players. Neto had the legs on Matip the whole time. So, and obviously Jimenez is a very clever striker. So his movement, his intelligence was causing Konate problems. But just to think, you're going to go with those gun-ho tactics that's effectively lost you the title anyway, because there were so many games, it was gun-ho. Liverpool still managed to take the lead, and they continued being gun-ho, and they ended up drawing games.
Drawing the game, yeah.
Instead of having that composure to dictate and control a match, which clearly they have. I mean, they fixed.
The thing is, they got the personality for it to dictate a game, isn't it? They got that right type of players now as well, so where they can change the game plan from a gun ho to someone who's controlling. Like you can get Thiago in it.
But I think like we haven't had a chance to mention, but I felt this for a long time. Is even though they've won, every game's been a struggle recently, and I do think part of that problem is because even though he's scoring and he's been playing good in this in up front, Mane, Jota brought them something different. Jota was a fox in the box. He got you. How many times did he get the goal when Liverpool weren't playing well? And then what happens is that allows them to dominate the game. Now what they have is they have a guy who, when you go down, he'll be awesome at stretching the game and going on those runs and getting those goals. But their problem was they've been struggling the last few games, and they've been struggling to, they're overpowering teams late in the game. But that fast start that Jota gives you when he's down the center of the pitch, they've lost.
Do you think he's still trying to figure out what's the best combo? Because
I don't think
Diaz adds another dimension.
I think Liverpool and Klopp are just an efficient machine. I mean, I tell you now, I will not be surprised if Mane leaves. It's just the way in which they're keeping him happy, keeping his value up, and then next thing Mane's gone.
Salah staying?
I think it's always been apparent that they've been trying to keep and convince Salah to stay. We haven't heard any type of the same noise for Mane or Firmino, and they all got 1 year left of their contract. So I just feel like the Diaz signing kind of shows they're willing. I think the way it seems so amicable, I think there's some mutual agreement between the club and Mane that they're gonna let him leave, and he's because there's not really been any talk of them negotiations taking place or agreements happening. It's just, but we've heard loads of rumors when it comes to Salah.
Salah, yeah.
Reading between the lines, doing my mystic Adil, pick. I think, yeah. Watch this space, but I don't think Mane will be at Liverpool next year.
Wow, big call.
Let's see.
But I mean, what do you make of Klopp? He could still end up finishing with like 3 titles still this year: Champions League, two domestic cups. I mean, and 1 point behind City.
Yeah, phenomenal achievement, phenomenal results. At the end of the day, the consistency they've shown, and they've had, so many games they've played. They've gone to the end in all of them. They've rotated their squad. He's trusted his players. Squad management has been excellent. Haven't really seen any drama, even though most clubs will struggle with that situation. We got 3 key players, all with just a year left of their contract in negotiating that. Just an immensely, consistent and impressive team. And yeah, there's no slight. I mean, it's harsh that 2 of the seasons they've got more than 90 points and lost the title by 1 point. I mean, one of them was 99 points, wasn't it?
No, well, one was, I think, 96 and 95. So 3 points less than this one's.
Yeah,
it was more. Sorry.
You gotta put your hats off that. You think about it. They're unlucky not to have another 2 titles on the and amazing team, amazing manager. I would still give manager of the year to Klopp, because to actually go through until the last possible game and still be in charge in with a chance of quadruple is definitely unheard of. No one's managed to do it, and I don't think anyone will be able to do it. I just think
it's just
the only thing that can be done to better it actually someone winning it. But to actually be in the last game of the season, and still up for the quadruple, or penultimate for them because they got the final.
Yeah.
But that is an unbelievable achievement.
It is a crazy milestone for them. In terms of, just wanted to pick up on one thing quickly before we move on. Salah, are you worried about his form at all? Because he just doesn't seem himself.
He looked like he was playing with an injury when he came on. He did not look himself. He didn't move fluidly. He seemed like he was struggling. But it just shows what a quality player he is, that even with all of that, he still managed to get a decisive goal. I think in the 30 minutes he's on the pitch, he took 8 shots on goal out of, I think, Liverpool 16. It just tells you, even injured, his movement, his eye for goal. But he did look gingery. He didn't look comfortable at times. And yeah, I still think he's carrying a knock.
Adi, quick one for our viewers. Liverpool going to win the Champions League?
Yeah, I think style. It depends which Liverpool turns out. If you get the Liverpool that's as dumb as thinking they can bulldoze any team, I mean, then they'll struggle because Vinicius and Benzema can catch you. I mean, you leave 2-on-2 with Benzema and Vinicius. Good luck. I don't care if Van Dijk is there. Doesn't matter. See you later. Do you get it? But if they play with some structure, some cohesion, I just think stylistically, this Real Madrid team struggles with teams that play high press, high tempo.
Do you know, it's an interesting one. I want to see how Trent does with Vinicius, because obviously that's where it seems to be all the problems. So it'll be a good battle.
Yeah, you're gonna see Henderson battling.
The usual case, isn't it?
You're gonna see Henderson battling him more than Trent. But I genuinely think if you look at all the teams that Real Madrid have beaten, they're all possession-based team. They're a team that allow you to have possession. Eventually, you look at both when Chelsea and City got caught out by Real Madrid, when they sat off, when they stopped pressing.
Yeah.
And this Real Madrid team might be one of the best teams at scoring when teams drop deep and defend deep. They are very good at creating opportunities when teams sit off them and try and be compact. But as soon as you go toe-to-toe, high press, in their own half, they really do struggle.
But they are very resilient. So, I mean, it should be a good final. So looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool will still do it.
Yeah. But they are the better team.
Exactly.
And stylistically, it suits them. So, and Ramos ain't there. So
that's a massive bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
That guy makes a huge difference. No, that definitely. Let's move on. Should we talk about the relegation battle? I mean, Jesse Marsch done it for Leeds.
Yeah.
Right when he mattered, got the 3 points and the win.
Yeah, kicking water bottles and passion and fist pumps and celebrations and I thought
do you know before you carry, do you know it was weird when I heard his press conference before the game, yeah? I actually thought, what, oh man, these guys are going down. The way he sounded, I was like, what? But yeah, credit where it's due.
But I think the way they played in the second half, who they against? When they got the late equalizer. Can't remember that. I actually felt that game was the most important game because it's like they came out of their shell. The first half of that game was atrocious, and then they suddenly came out of their shell and they looked like, was it Brentford or something? But yeah, whoever it was, they basically really got their confidence going, and I felt that was more important because they played with that same verb, attacking, threat, movement, high.
Are you talking about the Brighton game?
Yeah,
last game, Brighton. Yeah, 92nd minute there.
But that whole second half, they were all over Brighton, and I felt that goal and that performance would have lifted them so much, and that's how they started. They were unlucky to have a goal ruled out at the beginning, get out by inches, but they're playing good football. They're really taking the game to Brentford. Was it Brentford they played? Yeah,
Brentford, yeah.
And yeah, it was a really good performance. I mean, they're still suspect at the defending, but they were the better team. They had most of the chances, and some comical, tackling and decision making from Raya really helped them on their way with that penalty.
Yeah, 3 massive points for them, aren't they? Burnley, I mean, it's what we said throughout the whole campaign. Really, is left themselves too much to do, and that's what he proved.
Yeah, I thought is it, I can't remember his friends about Jackson. Their manager just really lost the plot. They've been playing a lot of 4-4-2 in the run up, and then suddenly he goes to this wing back system. I just thought it really gave the wrong message to the players. It was too defensive. You're playing against a Newcastle team that hasn't have much to play for, and then you play this wing back system. I felt it was too negative, and it backfired on them. Ultimately, backfired on them because the performance was so insipid. No heart, no passion. They felt like they looked like they were under pressure the whole game.
Biggest thing, they're at home.
Newcastle could have won by more.
Yeah, they were at home. They should have been the team that's positive,
on the front foot,
be on the front foot, be aggressive.
But I just think the formation changes confused everyone. Certainly, Newcastle deserved the win. Were the better team.
Right team went down out of the two.
Well, if you can't perform at home against a team that's a couple of places above you, and not got nothing to play for, then you don't deserve to stay up. And that's we wanted Leeds to stay up because they're gonna give teams a game, they're gonna go for it, and they got
entertainment value, isn't it?
Yeah, so they got the entertainment value. So in that sense, can't say No, I'm gutted to have Watford, Burnley, and Norwich go down. I mean,
yeah, I mean Norwich, yeah, pretty much. Everyone said at the beginning of the season they're gonna go down. It proved. And Watford's gonna be joining Luton in Championship. That's gonna be a good game.
let's see. I mean, they got a very good new manager, so let's see.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry, we got them. Do you reckon Burnley can come straight up?
No.
No.
Ooh,
okay.
Who's gonna score goals for them? I mean, Ashley Barnes ain't gonna score 30 goals. You know, you need a striker who can score 30 goals in the Championship. So I don't think they've got the players. I think look, there's a lot of similarities what Bournemouth did and Eddie Howe did with Bournemouth in terms of they really are. You know, Burnley are stubborn and not real. They don't realize their place in the football pyramid. How you can keep rejecting £25 million bid for Tarkowski when he's, you know, said he wants a new challenge, said he's not going to sign a new contract. You still let him run it down. You know, he's a free transfer now. These are the type of things that can destabilize the club because you might think, keeping the player is your best chance of staying away, but keeping the player against his will affects the club, especially when it's a fair offer. You know, it affects the rest of the players because they think, hold on, this is an unreasonable club. This is a guy who gives 100%, gives his all, wants a new challenge. You're getting good money for him. He's like 30 years old or 31 years, 25 million, you know, 29 at the time maybe when they made it. That's a lot of money for him.
I mean,
they rejected it to West Ham.
The other thing is like a lot of pundits coming out saying the problem was the board was getting rid of Sean Dyche and that's why they went down. Do you think that's what it was down to?
Well, they only got to the last day because they got rid of Dyche. If they got rid of Dyche earlier, they might have.
That's the point I was trying to make. Yeah.
You got to look, but I think they dropped points to Norwich, or they lost to Norwich just before they sacked.
That was the straw, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they had a favourable run-in. Everyone knew that Burnley had the best run-in, and Dyche was messing it up. So, yeah, it's obvious there was problems within the club, and problems with Dyche and his commitment to the direction the club was going in. Maybe now looking at it, if they had done it earlier, that would have been better. Now we said it a few weeks ago.
We did,
if you're going to get relegated and you're getting rid of Dyche, then it never doesn't make sense because if they still had Dyche, I'd say straight back up.
Now it's a different
now it's a different ball game.
Who did they get? Should be interesting. Let's move up the table. Top 4 race, Tottenham sealed it with an emphatic win. I mean, against Norwich, but 5-0. Took the pressure off like within the first couple of minutes by scoring.
Yes, got some good team goals. Really haven't seen a game where a back line gets beaten by a long ball as often as that. I mean, how many times did they just
how far were they up? You know that's what Spurs
but after the first one, they kind of dropped it a bit more and they were still getting beaten with the ball in behind. It's like, can you not read a long pass? It's going over your head, start dropping. You know, it's like they're all watching it, go over their head, and then, oh, sugar, I'm meant to chase this ball down. You know, like...
Holiday mode.
Yeah, clearly, but that's unacceptable. Last game in the Prem, at home, you've had a disappointing season. Show your fans some respect. Wasn't really impressed with Norwich's game, and Tottenham played well. And glad Son got 2 goals and joined
top scorer.
Because he deserves it.
He did. And this is without any penalties, I think.
Second half of the season.
Without any penalties or anything.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that is...
Well, the thing is, that was funny because as soon as they were 1-0 up, like on a couple of occasions, Kulusevski cleaned to, and he just tried to play his song, and he's like, the whole goal is open, but the defender knows that he's not going for goal. So he's just marking song. It's like, no, I know you're going to try and set it up for song. And So I was really glad when he got those 2 late goals, because you could see, oh my God, he was desperate.
But you know how much he meant to him, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was screaming for the ball in the box the whole time.
He's a player that deserves it. Like, as much as he's a Tottenham player, and I'm an Arsenal fan, but do you know what I mean? He's one of those players that you don't
very underrated.
Yeah,
for every type of goal, work rate is excellent,
and yeah, works tremendously hard for the team.
Yeah, I mean, might be a push, but maybe definitely one of the top 10 players in the Prem currently.
Yeah,
top easily.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with that. I was trying to think. I was thinking like top 5.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't thinking as in if you're pushing it too much in terms of top 10. That's I was thinking the exact opposite. Because he has been brilliant this season. And even before Kane was performing, it was him that was carrying Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
So, I don't know who your player of the season is, but he's definitely winning the shout.
When I was watching games, this is the thing. Maybe it's the coach's thing, but I actually think the standout player for me from a lot of the games I've seen since, especially second half of the season, for me, the standout player for this City team has been Rodri. I mean, his performances have been phenomenal. I mean, he has not got the credit he needs, but he's been a lot more influential.
But he has also scored some crucial goals.
Crucial goals, amazing. But he's added to his game, and he stepped up big time. And I've actually, if that was Diaz, everyone would be going waxing lyrical because their defensive records improved so much afterwards. But I'm telling you, Rodri has been a standout player. And while at the start of the season, Bernardo was carrying City, Rodri was still there. And you can pick the odd weeks where suddenly De Bruyne has come alive, and everyone thinks that. But if you go for full out consistency and impact in games, really taking like the leadership he's showing. Personally, for me, it should have been Rodri. If you can give it to Diaz in a season where, his first season, then this season it should definitely go to Rodri. Personally, that like when I'm watching the games.
Well, you can't give it to Diaz, right? Half a player. You can't give it to Diaz. It's half a season, right? You can't legislate for that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But a lot of players, gave it to him. I thought it should be him. So I just think, for me personally, Rodri was the stand-up player for me in the City team. Other guys burst at moments. Young player of the year, without a doubt, it should have been Foden, and he got it. I'm glad he got it.
Manager of the year?
I still think it has to be Klopp because of everything.
Even though Pep won.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Pep's got a star-studded squad, didn't he? He just spent 100 million on Grealish that season to plug a gap to get it. I just think Klopp's done a better job.
Yeah, I don't know. I still go for Pep.
That's your anti-Liverpool bias there.
No, it's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with it. I mean, the guy, it doesn't matter. Liverpool put them right to the end, but he's won the title again, and it's not easy to do, like we said, against this Liverpool.
No, but at the end of the day, then why not just call it whoever wins the Premiership? They should get. There is such a thing as some teams being stronger than others, some team having a more of a head start. Some teams, managers having to manage more difficult circumstances. I think Klopp at Liverpool had a more difficult thing to manage because at the end of the day, it's not like, Fernandinho announces he's going to retire second last game or leave the club second last game. He's had contract negotiations, protracted contract negotiations with Salah the whole season to deal with. He's had, He's had been rotating in midfield the whole season. He's not been able to have a settled midfield. Fabinho's been out for many parts at the beginning, towards the end of the game. a key player for them. So I just think for what they have and the fact that, if you look at the whole season, the FA Cup, the League Cup as well, his achievements are better.
I get what you mean. What else is left there? Ten Hag, should we catch it or should we talk about it?
Yeah.
Listen, I just brought it up because I know how excited you are about your new manager, and obviously he wanted to give some time.
Well, he's saying all the right stuff.
Yeah, what I mean, that's what I was going to ask. What did you make of his press conference and his first impressions, really?
Yeah, he's a bit robotic.
Yeah.
He's a bit too serious. Needs to lighten up a bit. But yeah, he looks intense. He's a bit scary. It's like I was wiping my eyes. Is this guy actually Yap Stam or something? Like the way he's talking and the way he doesn't smile. But everything he said, the way he behaved with class, trying to win over the media.
I liked how he answered some of the questions. Like, once he said his answer and like someone tried going back on it to entice him into giving an answer, he just goes, "Look, I've already told you the answer. Move on."
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, it seems a bit too intense and winning mentality, because the best managers, they make the players take on their characteristics. You look at those Liverpool players, they are like Klopp. Look at the City players, they're like Pep.
Yeah.
It's not about proving to the whole world or to the media you got winning mentality and I need to sell and speak winning mentality football. Doesn't matter. It's about making those players act and behave and think like that. And so I've seen managers going intense like that and they die out because they're just too serious. And it's like, yeah, that's great. That's where you want to get to. You want to build to that where you can go on like that. But maybe when a team and club has lack of confidence, that mindset, that way of doing things makes it a bit harder to build them up, because it's just straight away intense, straight away pressure, straight away, you're not good enough type of feeling. So I don't know. I hope he loosens up with the players and builds them up towards where they need to go. It
might be a persona he's playing out to the media, isn't it? Could be completely different.
But we know how much the media influences the players, the morale of the club. They do have a thingy. So for now, good impressions. And a lot of the things behind the scenes seems to be they're going to back their manager. None of this undermining the manager anymore, which is good.
Good signs. Good signs for United the next season.
I wouldn't say that yet, but yeah.
We'll see, right?
It's a long way to go.
It's been a brilliant season of doing the podcast. We'll continue, but I'm just saying it's been a brilliant season because the season's come to an end.
Now we're going to go through the torture of you getting excited about Arsenal going for all the fake superstars, and then they're going to end up with the up and coming player.
Which fake superstars? Go on.
Just get ready for it.
Listen, the ones I said last year worked out, right?
Oh yeah. Where did that striker go?
Who?
To Juventus, isn't it?
Who? Do something. Oh wow.
What's bad about it? You went about the whole month.
Allow it. I do. Yeah.
Lahavich, I just remembered.
For those of you watching, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and keep an eye out because we'll have lots of transfer podcasts coming through. Thank you.